Hello, and it's Sunday the 8th of February on the River Ure. We're on a stretch a bit higher up than where I have been fishing. Fancy a change of scenery. So, come here today, barbelling, because unfortunately it's not stopped raining for about 2 weeks now, so river's aren't much good for anything else at the moment. It's been nice to be out either piking or chub fishing or running a stick float through somewhere, but that's not going to happen this week. So I've got a barbel rod, and yeah, see if I can get a barbel or two. Did fish yesterday on the ooze, first time I've fished since last weekend, and it was a blank, surprisingly. Looked really good conditions. Turned up to do a quick morning session after work, and thought, yeah, I'll get two or three out today, and didn't have a bite. So was a bad moon phase, but at the same time the swim looks as though it's getting a bit more pressure than it was, so that can affect the fishing as well. May go on the ooze tomorrow. I can fish tomorrow for a few hours, so maybe back on the ooze tomorrow. Anyway, go find a swim here. I mean, I know I've looked at the river levels and it's very high, so swim choice will be restricted today. But you do need extra water here to get fish. Last time I fished here was around Christmas period. I came with my mate chub fishing, and it was low and clear, and we didn't have a bite between us. So yeah, it's good that it's going to be up and nice mild conditions for a change. Don't think there's going to be too much rain today. I'll just show you. Yeah, I mean that constantly runs out, so you can tell how much rain there's been over the last couple of days. A few sheep in corner. Anyway, let's get to the river and find a swim. Could have maybe driven down actually with I didn't dare bring my car down here because it's been so muddy recently, but I've actually re-stoned it, so I may have got away with it today. Yeah, I think they think this is a feed bucket I'm carrying. Unfortunately for them it isn't. Well, not for the fish it is, not for the sheep. Few swans over there. Don't know if they're the migratory ones. You can tell by the beak, but I'm not a swan expert, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah, and here we are at the river. As I expected, some of the swims are unfishable. It is still rising according to the flood levels. I think, I forget what time it is due to peak. It's due to come up about another foot or so yet, so we'll go find a swim and see if we can get a barbel caught. Big flock of geese. Chosen a swim. This swim here. It's going to come up another 21 centimetres apparently. It's going to peak around 2 p.m. this afternoon. So hopefully we'll get away with this swim. If not, we might have to have a move upstream at some point, but certainly get a few hours in here, I'd imagine. Just going to fish it out inside. It's quite a deep swim, this. Like deeper swims along here, so yeah, just going to flick it down out, down inside, down towards that little bush there. Not too close, because if you hook a big barbel, you want to have a bit of room to play it. So yeah, let's get a rod out and get set up. Well, we've moved swims. Could have got another hour out of that swim. Water had come up quite a bit, but I could have sat there for another hour, but didn't have any indications or anything. So I've moved into this swim. It's just downstream of it actually. And I've already had a couple of interesting indications in this swim. A few stabs on rod tip, so his rod's only been out a few minutes, so it's looking a bit more promising. Hopefully we'll get something hooked up. Whether the chub or barbel, I'm not sure. Got a fish here. What we got? Could be a barbel. It is. More of a chub bite, but he's off. Could have been a chub actually. Put a new hook on that. I don't feel as... Yeah, I'm going to put a new hook on. I'm not convinced that's as sharp as it should be. Got a bite here again. Could be a chub this. I think that first one was maybe a chub actually. Just got a bit carried away thinking it was a barbel, and I don't think it was. That's probably why it pulled out. Yeah. Into the third peg of the day. After those initial first two bites, that peg just died right off. Give it another, probably the best part of 2 hours, thinking surely, a fish will come back or a barbel will turn up. Pretty sure we were both chub. That first one, when I lost it, I thought it was maybe a barbel. I think it could have been a big chub. There's some really big chub along here. I've not been lucky enough to get one myself yet, I think. Best one I had, was it 5'11" or 5'9" or 5'7"? I've had one of it was getting up towards 6, but I can't remember what the exact weight was. But I'm sure there'll be some 6 and 7 pound. Well, there's definitely 6 pounders along here, because I know people that have had them. I'm pretty sure there's 1 or 2 7s. Moved into fourth swim at day. This is a real wild swim. With barbling here, it could be fun. I think River should have about peaked, or be peaking about now, so I'm going to give it sort of probably 30-40 minutes in there, and then go up to that bend and just have a go around that bend. I've had a couple of fish in this area, so should be 1 or 2 about. Doesn't seem to be so many chub up here though. If you catch fish up here, they do tend to be barbel. Well, we're into the 4th peg of the day. Is it the 5th? It's the 5th peg of the day, isn't it? And this will be the final one. Just upstream of where we were in the last, probably 100 yards upstream maybe. Just on that bend. Yeah, I'll sit out here and see what happens. Swim I sort of hope to get in, it's too high for actually. I was hoping to squeeze in just up there, but yeah, river's too high to be fishing. Sort of casting over too much. Sort of shallow, what's normally dry bankside. So you're trying to wind fish through stuff like what you can see here, which is just going to lead to problems. So bank's a bit higher here, so it shouldn't be such an issue. Well, that's going to be it for today, I'm afraid. No barbel. Bit disappointed with that. It'd been nice to get a barbel today. lost fish, which I'm pretty convinced was a chub. I thought it was a barbel. I just think it was a big chub. Like I say, it's quite a prolific stretch in terms of big chub. Well, not prolific, but there's certainly quite a few over £5, and I think there's odd 6 and 7 pounder along here, so I'm going to have to come back and have a proper go for them at some point with quiver tip rod. Just need water level a bit lower, really. Bit of freshing, but not too much. Anyway, thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe.